say stuff and how we're supposed to do it. And then I like how you did your solutions about it, like what do we have to do and everything. But then at the end, I thought you were done when you said your conclusion and you brought up another like statistic about it, just to close it up. That's it.
All right. I thought the introduction was kind of interesting. The experience that you had was a little tangential, but ultimately it does lead to the topic, so that's fine. We finally get the argument that you're presenting, and you do give us a structural for us to follow. Internally, at first I was a little concerned because I didn't think the first point was very well signposted, but the second and the third ones were very clear, and you had good transitions on those points, so that was much better. Almost exactly the same thing Miguel said. You know, the material sounds a little generic. It's, you know, well known and tried and true and that sort of thing. So it's not really inventive. It's not going to hook us all by itself. But you had a couple of valid points, and I thought at the end when you're talking about the paper recycling, you had a more specific way of discussing that issue. I could use a little bit more detail about how that would work and why it's necessary, but I understand the idea that you're going through there. I think the impact on the environment is largely assumed. You don't really provide much data on that, except toward the end when you make a reference to the number of trees that we could save, without necessarily telling us that there's a shortage of trees or the trees are not being replaced or any of those kinds of things. Presentation issues. There's a lot of reading at this point in the term. We don't want you to be doing quite that much reading, and it didn't seem like everything that you were saying was being read, but it did look like you were looking down at the page the whole time that you were speaking. Once in a while you looked up. I thought you seemed a little bit more engaged toward the end of the speech than you did during most of the presentation, but you need to be more actively involved. All right. Thank you.